In the peril-ridden jungle, the safest option is this tree hollow shelter. It not only has an emergency exit at the back, but also boasts a spacious and fully equipped interior. It features a chimney and a cooking surface from logs, along with a heated Kong bed for warmth. Even if predators prowl outside, you can feel maximum safety hidden inside the tree hollow, walking straight through the forest. Alan's goal is this millennia-old tree. Judging by its diameter, it's grown for at least 100 years. Plus, there's a hollow at its base. To explore further, he immediately tied a rope around a wooden stick, crafting an improvised torch. Concerned there might be animals inside, Alan inspected it thoroughly. Upon entering, he discovered it was very clean inside. There were no hidden bats or venomous insects. Apart from the somewhat cramped interior space, it was impossible to find any other fault. To expand his living space, Alan immediately sawed off the bark intended for connection. The space now expanded to more than triple its original size. Not to mention, the interior layout is quite impressive. There's even a natural elevation in the corner. Isn't this great? It even saves the process of building a bed. Alan quickly leveled and compacted the surface. This ensures he'll sleep more comfortably. Then he headed a short distance away to cut down some branches. He drilled holes into both ends of the bed frame. The boards were placed into the holes to form the bed. Don't underestimate how thin these materials are. They're definitely enough to support his slim weight. There was some bark still left near the entrance. Alan collected all of it. He evenly spread it under the supporting wood. This helps to slightly block moisture from the soil. The remaining steps for the bed surface were much simpler. He just needed to find some vines in the forest. He wrapped them around the edges of the bed frame one by one. He secured the connection points with wooden sticks. After repeating the process countless times, he was able to craft a finely made single bed. Just look at this finished product. Lying on it guarantees excellent elasticity. Plus, its sturdiness is beyond question. Satisfied with his work, he immediately used rattan to weave a circular frame, attaching it underneath the bed as an entrance. The rest was sealed off with wooden sticks. Seeing this, I'm sure it looks familiar to everyone. That's right. Alan decided to transform this space into a heated earthen bed. After all, the temperature difference between day and night in the forest is significant. If the heating isn't done properly, he'd end up shivering through the night with chattering teeth. Next, he had to figure out how to seal the top. First, he drilled a hole into a thick log, and stripped the bark to increase its durability. After carving tenons on both ends, he mounted it at the top of the rear doorway. His hands functioned as a measuring tool, and the length was precisely on point. Now, he just needed to insert wooden sticks into it, and wrap them with rattan to serve as shingles. This instantly solves the problem of blocking sunlight and rain. Of course, it's still not entirely rainproof yet. However, Alan will gradually improve it later. He used thicker vines to weave a circular shape, placed it at the back door as a window frame. If danger arises in the future, it can also serve directly as an emergency exit. If not for the overwhelming stress in big cities, he wouldn't have chosen to build a shelter in the wilderness. Besides needing to collect various materials repeatedly, he also has to put effort into filming from different angles. Although he uses a new camera for filming, it didn't cost him much. After all, if you want to use the latest digital products at a low price, there are many easy ways to achieve that. For instance, if you want the latest model of a smartphone, but your budget is tight, you don't necessarily have to buy it from the official website. Take my Apple 17, for example. Renting from everyone's rent is just a fraction of the official price, allowing you to easily get a new device at a low cost. They offer platform guarantees, so you can confidently choose more options. Their company offers reliable guarantees, daring to stand out. The Pocket 3 is currently trending. There's also a flash rental promotion. Additionally, if you're in a hurry to rent, they provide same-city instant rental services, prioritizing same-city delivery for next-day arrival. In short, everyone can find suitable rental options. It's cost-effective and trustworthy. The orange-yellow appearance is a bit noticeable, though. For this, he went nearby to find turf. He used it to green the entire roof area. Now, it looks much more aesthetically pleasing. At this point, the fireplace still hasn't been completed. However, there's a small hole on the left side of the bed. Its unique structure serves as a natural chimney opening. He first applied a layer of clay to the interior. Once dried, it prevents the tree from being burned through. Then he went nearby to find a rotting tree stump. It just needs to be split in half, and the decayed parts need to be removed. After creating an air hole at the top, it can serve as a cooking surface for preparing food. Of course, fire safety measures here are essential. After all, building this shelter took a lot of effort. He definitely doesn't want a fire to cause all his hard work to go to waste. He has his own ideas for the remaining flue pipe. First, he cut a notch at the top of the bamboo. Then, he sawed it into 3 centimeter sections. He used clay to seal the connection points. However, the placement was a bit unconventional. Not one to give in to superstition. He even lit a fire inside to test it. The smoke that seeped into the room had him wondering if he'd turn himself into smoked meat. Fortunately, Alan didn't overthink it. After taking a short rest on his bed, he proceeded to saw the remaining bamboo into smaller sections. One part was connected to the fireplace flame opening. Another part was used to connect to his heated earthen bed. He applied a layer of clay here as well for sealing. Then, he filled the opening of the heated Kong bed with charcoal. Oh man, this guy is really forgetful. Earlier, he had placed a lot of bark underneath. This thing will slowly ignite it. Waiting for the room to warm up, he also took the time to saw the wooden stakes into wooden planks. After nailing the support beams to the wall, he directly placed them to create a shelf. It can also conveniently double as a dining table. In the end, he used vines as a measuring tool. He measured the circumference of the front door. Then he fetched the bark he had sawn off earlier. He used charcoal to draw lines on it. These were used to cut out the shelter's front door. Just looking at the thickness, you can tell how secure it is. When Alon fixed the edges, he also drilled holes at the bottom of the door panel. He hammered nails into the corresponding position on the tree trunk. This way, after the two were connected, the door could open and close smoothly. Moreover, after placement, he only needed to nail logs on top, to serve as stairs for entering and exiting. This construction process was exceptionally well thought out. But once he's up, how does he close the door? Alon thought for a moment. He immediately made an opening at the top of the main door. Then, he inserted a rope into it. By pulling the rope from above the doorframe, he could easily open and close the door. As for this finished product, it's absolutely the most practical one I've seen in the wilderness. At this point, the completion of the new home was just one step away from the final physical installations. For this, he went to great lengths to procure slate. He laid it flat inside as flooring. He didn't overlook any corner. As the sky gradually grew darker, he was finally able to move all the supplies indoors. He placed candles in various corners. He prepared to make a delicious meal to reward himself. Today, he brought along a large piece of cured meat. After scoring it, he applied seasonings. He then pan-seared it directly on the cooking surface. While waiting, he prepared various side dishes. Finally, he combined everything and enjoyed the meal. This lifestyle couldn't be more satisfying. Moreover, judging from the sweat on his forehead, you can tell how high the indoor temperature is. After eating and drinking to his heart's content, Alon added enough charcoal to the flue, then quickly shut the door securely. This shelter, full of a sense of security, along with the heated Kong bed for warmth. These living conditions are even better than what most people have at home.